We have a huge potential blockbuster in the 2016 Republican race, and I guess as a result, possibly in the presidential election at large. There was a story, 5 or 6 people had emailed me by about 7:30 this morning about an alleged affair, actually 5 affairs, of Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz, based on a story published in the gossip publication The Inquirer. I sort of wondered whether there was any truth to this. Is it going to go anywhere? Not really clear. At 8 o'clock, I was essentially convinced that I was not going to be talking about this story today. By 9 o'clock, there were a number of articles sort of commenting on it, saying, well, The Inquirer has reported this, but still hesitating to say anything definitive. And now, a couple of hours later, it is very clear that this, at minimum, is not going to go away very quickly. So as the story goes, the National Enquirer has put out a piece saying that Ted Cruz was involved in affairs with 5 women. The Enquirer article did not identify the women, but it did post these sort of blurred pictures of them. But 3 of these women have now been identified. One of them as Ted Cruz supporter Amanda Carpenter, who I'm somehow friends with on Facebook, I think through Democratic strategist Bill Scher. I think at one point years ago he introduced me to her for some potential segment. I actually don't remember. She may have been on the show before or maybe not. I don't remember offhand. Her Twitter feed, as of a little while ago, had nothing on it about the allegations. I did reach out to her, asking her if she's commenting or denying the allegation, and I've not heard back. Another individual, it has been identified as Katrina Pearson. This is the Trump spokeswoman who famously went on TV saying, who cares if Trump's Muslim ban is mean to Muslims or discriminatory or whatever, because after all, they're Muslim. Although Pearson is now a Trump spokesperson, she previously was a consultant for Ted Cruz's Senate campaign. And then another woman has been identified as Sarah Isgur Flores, a former Carly Fiorina deputy campaign manager. And interestingly, the Enquirer has tied, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a $500,000 donation from a Cruz super PAC to a Fiorina super PAC. And we found it unusual and sort of assumed or hypothesized that the reason for that donation was to keep Carly in the Republican race, to criticize Hillary Clinton as a woman criticizing another woman. The suggestion from the Enquirer piece is that there was more to it, and this was allegedly hush money that would be illegal, by the way. Now, the National Enquirer is considered a tabloid. We need to take everything with a grain of salt, but they have been right in the past, including about Jesse Jackson and John Edwards, and it's hard for me to imagine them posting pictures of specific people, particularly people that are so identifiable, unless they were reasonably certain that this was a story. This is very bad for the Stop Trump movement, but at the same time, if it's true, it could throw the entire Republican primary into such disarray that Republican establishment, the Republican establishment could see this as an opportunity to just put in another candidate and say, listen, these are extenuating circumstances. We are not going to just let Trump run away with it because of a story about Ted Cruz. Will we get a statement from Ted Cruz? Initially, I thought there is no way anybody is commenting on this, but now that a number of other individuals have either directly or indirectly commented on the story saying there is something to it, I don't think this is going to just go away. Washington Times columnist Drew Johnson tweeted, "From what I know, at least 2 of the women named as Cruz mistresses by the National Enquirer are accurate." And then Alum Bakari, a Breitbart reporter, tweeted something implying he was working on the story but was not the first to publish it, saying he really doesn't like getting scooped. So it is total and utter chaos. I do not believe this is going to go away on its own. There will have to be comments, and potentially this is an absolute game-changing blockbuster in this Republican primary.